Welcome back to another Movies with Andy. Today's movie is Shelby Oaks.
There is a dark and deeply haunted history in the woods of Shelby Oaks. My sister isn't the first to go missing.
This was written and directed by Chris Stuckman, and this is actually his first film he ever directed. I just want to give a quick shout out to Chris Stuckman because he actually began as a movie reviewer on YouTube. And now he just directed his very first film with Neon and Mike Flanagan. So that's just a huge inspiration to a lot of people, so big shout out to you. So Shelby Oaks follows Mia after the weird disappearance of her sister Riley. So her sister was a paranormal investigator on YouTube and they all disappeared. And her older sister Mia has not stopped looking for her since. So let me start off with things that I liked from this film. Camille Sullivan plays Mia and she does an amazing job in this film. From the scenes of her just crying because her sister is missing to the very scary scenes that she has to go through. Also, this movie does an amazing job at building suspense, especially with the first half of this film. It just built a very creepy and weird feeling throughout the film. And because they did such an amazing job of making this movie so creepy, it just made the suspense that much worse. I also really liked how this movie was able to balance the found footage films with also the traditional movie style. And going off of that, in the first 15 minutes of the film, it just really felt like a documentary style movie. And they just did such a great job of making it feel like an actual documentary, of putting the names of the location, the names of the people, showing some footage of the YouTube channel and just where everything went wrong. And just throughout the film, they do show some found footage scenes and then they just go right back into the movie. So I feel like they were able to balance it out pretty good. Oh yeah, and I'm pretty sure that most of this movie was done with practical effects. And if they didn't, they really hid the CGI pretty good. Because there is a part in this film that someone actually shoot themselves, and I think they use squibs for it, which it's the name of the actual special effects of the blood splatter, and it just looks so much better than CGI blood. Also, this movie didn't take place in a bunch of different locations, but the locations that they do use are used very effectively. For example, they do go shoot at an old abandoned jail. And when Mia actually goes to this jail, it just feels very creepy and like something can be lurking anywhere. And I think they might have used an old abandoned amusement park because you just felt so alone with the character out there and it was just so scary to imagine what else can be lurking out there. And that was some things that I didn't really like about this film. Like I said, I really liked the first half of this film because they were just introducing all the characters, giving us details and making this movie pretty creepy. But I do feel like the second half was really rushed. And it might have been because I think this movie is only about an hour and 20 minutes. So I really don't know if it was because of the budget or the time constraints or what happened, because the first half was really good and then the last part just felt really rushed. And with the ending of this film feeling really rushed, I do feel like everything they were building up in the first half of the film wasn't what I was expecting at the end. And also because of that, I feel like they were just missing so many details or so many whys of this film. So I do wish that this movie had a little bit more time to give us more details or what was happening or why it was happening. So now, would I watch this movie in the theater again? Although this movie did an amazing job with the first half of this movie, I don't think I would go watch it in the movie theaters again. And I really did love the first half of this film. I feel like they just did an amazing job of world building, making it creepy and scary, but the second half is where it really took me away. And I feel like if the conclusion was just as good as the first half, I would have loved this film. But still, really big shout out to Chris Stuckman. You made your dreams come true of making a big budget film, of starting from a movie reviewer and now being a big time filmmaker. So big shout out to you. And if this is Chris Stuckman's first movie, I can't wait to see what he does more in the future. Because I know for a fact that a lot of YouTubers, movie reviewers, and content creators were inspired because of this film. So let me know, are you gonna go watch Shelby Oaks in the theaters? And if you do, I would love to hear what you have to say about it in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more movie reviews every week.